Do you want to see my avocado seed?
On my philodendron, his name is Phil.
My mother is a classy lady!
We got it! Benjamin.
So what we are actually going to be doing today is learning how to cook a steak.
I don't know how to cook steak. I'm not ashamed.
It's okay.
First thing, pan. Heavy bottom pan.
We're going to heat the pan up before you put the meat in, of course, because that's just what you do. So you can fry it up in vegetable oil, but let's do butter.
I want to do butter.
Butter's beautiful. Salted butter.
I'm a salt person. I believe in it. Sea salt and pepper and gourmet steak roast rub because I'm a gourmet bitch.
Now as you can see, she is liberally coating the steak. She's getting it all up in there. You cannot season the inside of the steak, so what you want to do is get it all up in there and create a lovely crust.
It's really cool.
All up on it. Oh no! We're making a mess.
That's how you do get dirty.
We're gonna add the butter. I'm going to get some tongs. I'm gonna find the tongs first because I don't know where they are. You want to use tongs instead of a fork. A fork, you're just gonna keep creating holes, and that's more places for the juices to ooze out of. You want the juices to stay really nice in there. And that's why we're gonna start off on a hot sear.
Crusty crust?
Crusty crust so that the juices cannot flow out as much. Do not cut butter with tongs. Do not do what I'm doing. I'm an idiot. There we go. We're gonna make sure the butter is coating all around. Woman after my own heart and stomach. After the rest of it is coated, we're gonna let the rest of it melt. Give it about 5 seconds. Then prepare the steaks to place them in. Alrighty.
Steak numero uno, steak docero rosso.
Docero rosso?
Docero rosso.
That's actually the proper way to say dose.
It's docero rosso. I got a new man, so I got to please him.
Steak is the way to do it. Let's say about 2 minutes, just nice enough so that it gets really brown and juicy on one side. Plot twist. Then we're also gonna take this lid, take the lid. We're gonna crank the heat all the way down to low, and that way you can cook the inside to the proper temperature that you need it to without burning the outside. Oh, look at that beautifulness.
It's pretty. It smells really good, guys.
So now what we're gonna do? It was on high heat, as you can see right here. Now what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna crank it all the way down to low. We are not gonna turn the meat anymore. So once you go ahead and put on that lid, just place it over. And now we're just gonna leave it. What do you know about steak doneness?
I know nothing about steak doneness.
If you do not have a thermometer,
Yeah.
you can actually check the doneness with your hand.
Oh.
And not by touching it. Do not touch hot oil or butter. Please don't. So, to check rare, relax your hand and you touch this meaty part of your palm, and that is rare. I personally like my steaks medium rare. That way you can still get the juiciness and the full flavor of the steak. And any steak lover will also say the same. However, if you do like well done, don't let anybody tell you any different. Do how you do, boo-boo.
Make sure you clean up as you go. Not like this, because I'm doing it wrong.
Literally the exact same thing that I showed you where you touch your hands. This is rare, medium rare, medium well done.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take off the lid. Take your tongs and poke it.
That's still... This is medium rare.
This is medium. So you can see there's not too much resistance. This one is medium rare. You want to put it on a resting platter or a grid and let your meat rest for... So I'm actually going to let it rest for 10 minutes. And the reason why you let it rest is so that all the juices will redistribute. And actually it was a really good thing that you did by flipping it over when you pulled it on the plate. Some people do the one flip method where you just flip it once halfway through like we did. Some people will flip it constantly. I just like the one and done. It's just a lot easier. Just let the pan do all the work.
Let gravity pull all the juice down. Hot side up. We're doing good.
Yeah.
We're doing good.
You do not have to worry. Your meat will still stay hot. It'll be completely fine.
Yay! It's gonna grow up to be a medium rare steak, and he's just licking.
Jesus Christ. Oh my. I am cutting bread out of a loaf that I attempted to make, and I failed miserably, but it's okay. You learn by doing. It's a little bit dark. We're going to toast it up. I personally am going to make a steak sandwich. And after the bread is finished toasting, then it'll be about 10 minutes, and then it's ready for me to consume my steak. Almost coming up on my 10-minute resting time, which means it's almost time for me to chow down. Bree has gotten her steak out. It's all well done, however she likes it. She's going to let it rest for a little bit, and then it's going to be delicious, and we're going to be happy. Are you happy?
I'm gonna be so happy.
If anybody says they don't know how to cook a steak, then that means that they don't know how to follow their gut instinct. Hit, get it? Gut? Because they're eating.
Because we're eating.
Do you want to see my avocado seed?
Oh, here's an avocado seed.
Put it in some water, and we're going to see if it grows anything. And I'm extremely excited. We just have it in a little cup of water, waiting for it. Actually, on my philodendron, his name is Phil, because I'm not very original when it comes to naming. So this is 1 part plant growth and 3 parts water. And I'm actually gonna add just a little bit to the water, just to get everything all stimulated.
We recently went to the Wild Wild West, and here is our margarita glass from our trip. And this is the restaurant we went to. It's pretty amazing. I didn't eat a steak there, but you know what? I'm saving my steak for a really special night with my hubby. And we're gonna go eat somewhere and have steak and shrimp and love each other. But this
I have 1 tomato, 1 avocado, 1 head of lettuce that I need to eat before it goes brown. And just a little bit of sour cream. Just a little bit. I wonder if I can still... Ah! I still got it.
You still got it. We got it!
You can have that plate. I'm going to take my paper square plate because he's just as good.
He's from the dollar store.
Hey! I'm from the dollar store. No, I'm kidding.
This is that cheap ass. Oh.
My mother is a classy lady!
And she thinks I'm sexy.
My mom and Bree have a thing.
Yeah, we
Have a
do. Hey, boo.
thing going on. Doo-doo-doo-doo. We went really far without breaking out into song this time.
Yeah, we usually don't make it, but...
Not know that it's wrong, but it's been too long since I had steak. Kids, do as I say, not as I do. Always use a cutting board. So, I got my dense bread. I got my avocado. I got my steak. It did end up losing a little bit of juice.
Way less than it would have been.
Just a little bit. And you can always pour it back over your steak. This is personal, just how I make my sandwiches. You do not have to. I just put like a little bit of cream.
Actually, you do have to.
Oh, you have to. This is Mexican crema, which is kind of like, if not exactly the same as sour cream. Except it's made in Mexico. That's where I was made. Not really, I'm from Texas.
BTW, he's using a paper plate. Isn't it beautiful? It's like a really nice paper plate. That's at the dollar store.
Got this at the dollar store.
If you need to look classy on a budget, go to the dollar store. They got them in all the colors.
I have another half avocado still, but I'm just going to eat it on my own because I really like avocado. So, I'm going to do that later. We're going to cut into steak, and hopefully I was right. So we're just going to start off cutting a little bit. Look at that beautifulness! It's beautiful, and it's pink, and it's perfectly medium rare.
He's cutting it into pieces so he can put it onto his sandwich and have a little steak in every bite.
You always want to cut against the grain. Oh, that's a little bit rare. That's cool. We can do that too, boo. That's what the cows say in It's a Whole Thing Studios. Way too excited about this fucking steak. Jesus Christ.
But it's beautiful, though. Look at that.
We do not have to put this much steak on. I'm going to put this much steak on. Why the fuck not?
Yay, choices. Yay, steak.
I would like to thank Bree's grandmother for endorsing us with this beautiful meal.
Annie Pearl, thank you. You beautiful southern sweet woman.
And that's it.
This is mine.
What do you want me to cut?
Cut that up here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is my steak. We decided to go a little more tough for mine. It's still pretty red though, but you know what? I like that. That's fine. I'm perfectly fine with that actually. Any last words? It's too good. He can't even talk. He can.
It's so beautiful.
Lasting notes, the sea salt and pepper rub at Sprouts. If you like really peppery things, I completely recommend it. It is just a little bit too peppery for me, which is why I'm really glad now that I put some of the cream on there. But if you can look at it. Look at that. That's beautiful, very coarse grind pepper. Can't really see a lot of the salt crystals that are in there. I would almost add a little bit more salt just to balance it out.
Himalayan salt.
Himalayan pink salt, I'm obsessed with it right now.
Thanks for learning how to make a steak with me.
Yep.
Yay.
Together we can take the journey to better eats.
Yes, love, peace, and chicken grease.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Bye, guys.